comes to fashion, I love a good statement piece, and I know Orly loves one as well. So today she is here, and she's going to show us how a few pieces of fabric can actually create a fabulous look for under $10. It's so perfect for the holidays. It screams festive, and I can't believe how easy it is to do.
Yeah, it's bananas. It comes together in seconds, and just like you said, for a couple of bucks.
So excited. But before we do that, we are going to check in with Larissa, who is at our Christmas tree and is ready to reveal our 15th keepsake ornament. Hey, Larissa.
Thank you, Debbie. Well, today's keepsake ornament is very, very appropriate for me. Take a look at this. We've got boot kicking Christmas. And of course, you know I love my country boots, and I love going to Nashville, and I love everything about this. Actually, my first trip to Nashville, I got my first ever cowboy boots, and they are awesome. And look how great this ornament looks on the Christmas tree with the little lights and all the details. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, Larissa, that ornament is perfect for you. I love that boot kicking Christmas. And I know you have some cowboy boots in your closet that sort of look like that. All right, now back to our shawls. This is so simple to make and really cool. Tell us about it, Orly.
Yeah, this is a great way to take a very simple shawl. Really, it's up to you what you want to use, whether it's in these really awesome Christmas colors or totally plain, all black, whatever it is, and elevate them to bring a little bit of sparkle and even a sweet message. Like, for me, I really loved the idea, of using the word love, because that really, to me, represents what the holidays are all about, but it works throughout the year. It's not a word that's so sort of connected to the holidays that you can't wear it another time of year. That's really what you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. So it's really great. We're going to be adhering them to plain old shawls that we already own, and it's gonna make them really special.
Any shawl works.
Totally. The only thing that you want to consider is we are using iron-on fabric, and so if your particular shawl is not something that can take high heat, you just want to make sure that you have a cloth standing by. But otherwise, yeah, it's entirely up to you. You just are going to want to take a look at the shawl that you have, and then take a look at whatever you're going to use that's going to work really well with that shawl. So pick up the tones that work in it. You can see here I'm going to be adding in this kind of rose gold option. So that's really the design process.
Speaking of design, we need to cut out our designs. I have letters, you have stars.
I have stars. So basically there's a couple options here. One is, what I did is I just found a star off the interwebs and I printed it in 3 different sizes. This becomes our pattern. If you're doing something like this, then on the back side of your fabric or your iron-on, you would just start placing your star. You're gonna draw out on the back side because you're not gonna see it, just like this. And then you would put this one here as close, so you can get as many as you can. Just keep cutting them out, and then once the entire thing is covered, you'll cut out all of your stars, and now you have your patches.
Ready to go.
For letters, like I did for yours, 2 options. One is just write them out by hand and then cut within the inside so you don't see that line. You can use stickers, which function like a stencil, or stencils. Honestly, anything that you have if you want to have really crisp block letters. And that's what I did for yours.
All right, let's get started. I have my letters, you have your stars. So gosh, iron-on fabric there's so many different options. I can't believe the sequin iron-on.
I know, it was really fun. And this is iron-on. Like, this is like fully beaded, like thick beaded. I mean, it is awesome.
And it used to have that when we were little?
I don't know.
I don't remember all of these iron-ons.
I don't know. I actually found it at the craft store, and when I walked over, I was like, what is this? I need you.
Doesn't iron-ons just bring back such nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
Remember iron-on t-shirts? Like, I had an iron-on Michael Jackson shirt that I loved so much. All right, so now when we do this, we have to really figure out where the placement's going to be, because when you wear it, it's going to look different than when it's laying down. So do I do like this?
That's a great point. Yeah, so put it on and look at your own shawl and figure out, how do you generally wear your shawl? So that way you know where to put it, because a great example is with this one, it's really wide. So originally I had the word love spaced all the way across. But when I put it on, I lost it. I lost a lot of the words. So you just, for the design process, you want to know exactly, like, that's perfect.
There you go. So then I'll know I'll do it here.
Now you know where to put it.
There you go. So I'll put it down there.
Lovely.
That works now.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Okay, so once you know your design, you're gonna lay them out and kind of figure out exactly where you want to put them. Now, we're gonna be ironing them from the back side, because that's where the actual adhesive is, on the back of these sequin patches.
Okay.
Now the thing is because you're ironing from the back side, if I just flipped this over, they would obviously move, and I don't want to iron from the top or I could damage the sequins.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be using fabric glue as like an anchor, just for a second, like a dot of fabric glue. Now that one, when I flip it over, it won't move on me. So literally just go through here, add a dot of your glue, really just anchoring
On the
them
back
down.
of it. Okay.
Yep. And then once this is done, we flip and iron from the backside. And that ensures that when we're sort of, we're sort of blind from the backside, we can't see where they are. And so you could accidentally, put them in the wrong
Right.
place, which normally is not a problem like for these stars, but for your word, if you
Right.
want it to be nice and straight and crisp, you really want to make sure they're in the right place.
Ooh, I have built-in lines on this
Oh,
shawl as well,
perfect.
so it's going to be perfectly straight. Now, what if I have fabric that I really love, but it's not iron-on? Can I just use the Fabri-Tac?
You absolutely could use Fabri-Tac. You could use your sewing machine. See how they're in place now? Now I flip it upside down, and now from the backside, I'm able to iron. And I am gonna put a protective sheet right here just to make sure that I don't damage my my scarf. So yeah, basically, if you were using, let's say you didn't have iron-on patches, all you would need to do is do the same process of cutting them all out so that you end up with the patches, and then either sew them down with your sewing machine, hand sew them down, you can fabric glue them, whatever you want. But this process right now is really, do like maybe 10 to 15 seconds,
Okay.
flip it and look at it. If it looks good to go, you're good to go. If not, flip it back and give a little more love to the areas that didn't quite get ironed on.
Okay.
I'm gonna see how I am here.
Let's see how you're doing there.
Yep.
I mean, look at that. I just did it with Fabri-Tac, and it's obviously going to stick, but
Yeah, it's gonna stick. But the
it'll
one
fuse
thing that I
together.
will say is really, really nice about using the iron-on is that it like fully fuses in, like every
Yeah.
little edge, it becomes like part of the fabric.
it's really special.
It really is. And now, because I want to do a couple of these in more detail here, I'm going to go from the top side. I'm going to lay this down.
Oh, that's
and
right.
you can use like the nose of your iron. It's almost like drawing with the heat. And this is it. Once everything is ironed on, just give it a few seconds to dry and you're good to go.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
I know, it's really satisfying, isn't
This
it?
is very satisfying. And you know what? Probably do one letter at a time, huh? So you don't.
Well, you know what? You don't have to. Again, that's the importance of adding that little bit of glue. So just that you ensure that you're straight and evenly spaced, because when you're ironing from the back, you are blind. So that's why that little bit of glue, that's when you take your time doing it. And then beyond that, how'd it go?
Look at that.
That looks beautiful.
We just did that live in segment. How cute is that?
I love it.
I love
As
you.
I'm saying, love.
I love you, and I love all of you at home too. And you're gonna love doing this DIY. For full instructions, all you have to do is head on over to hallmarkchannel.com. So cute. Orly, I'm gonna put this on now.
That looks.
Let's see. Is that cute?